Hello there, welcome to writing class. In today's class, let's see how you can change your band score from 6 to 8. So, what are the tips you could use for your IELTS speaking? So, these all are the tips. There are 5 tips I'm going to talk over here, and I'm going to say that how you can use in your IELTS speaking. Let's get started. So, if your band score is for example 6, I'm saying, but suppose you need a band score of 9, 7, or for example 8. These tips are going to help you out to get your desired band score. So let's see. I'm going to discuss what are the key tips you are going to use for IELTS speaking along with the help of a cue card. This is one of the recent cue card I have added over here. I'll say with the example how you can use these tips effectively. So the first and most important tip about your IELTS speaking is about extending your ideas. Extending your ideas means suppose you have some ideas you want to express, and but you sometimes you stuck with your ideas, you may not have the further points to add up your ideas. It is always important to show your idea with relevant examples. For example, suppose a cue card is about describe a time when you helped a child. So we have so many associated questions is over here. You should say what all things you should say, when it was, how do you helped him or her, why you helped him or her, how you felt about this. These are the sub questions associated with your recent cue card. So what you are going to do, like when you are going to talk about some topics like a time when you helped a child, so it is very important to understand when it was, even though you do not know exactly when it happened, but approximately you could say about some time. So it is always best to use some examples. Always best use some example. For example, how do you help him or her? How they have asked, how you can say about something like a homework. For example, your child or someone else's child, your friend's child, whomever it might be, she was quite hard with her math skills, and you just help her out with her calculations. So that means you helped her. Or else you can say, like you helped her to cross the road. Or you could say about open the umbrella. Sometimes when in many streets there is rainy season, and you could say that when you are traveling to work or somewhere, you found one child was having difficulty to open her umbrella, and it was about to rain. So you felt really bad for that, and you just got out of your vehicle and you just helped her out. So suppose that kind of examples you could add over here. So what I am saying that, for example, extending your idea, suppose you just want to say that when I saw that child, she was very desperate for help, and I was indeed in a hurry. However, because of her situation, I really felt like helping her out. I just got out of the vehicle and then helped her to open her umbrella. You got it? That was something like, you extend your ideas. Instead of saying that I helped a child to open her umbrella. So that's very short and it is going to cost you a lot of marks. So always extend your ideas. That is first point. And second is about the vocabulary. Vocabulary, it doesn't mean that you have to have a lot of vocabulary when you speak. It is always you have to understand one thing, that when you speak you should have relevant vocabulary rather than you should have a lot of vocabulary. Suppose when you say that I used helped him, why you helped him, so what reason. So I said that the child was very desperate because rain was about to come. So desperate is the word I have used here. So desperate means someone is who is in very urgent need of help. So I could have told that the child was very sad, or child was very disturbed, something like that. But when I used desperate over here, the entire meaning of the sentence changed a lot. So it is always best to use the correct vocabulary. So the best thing you could do that, read many articles, as many articles you could, and collect some of the vocabulary related to your health, fitness, or something like technology, education, and all such kind of things you could add up. And Other important as once this vocabulary is done, we'll move to the grammar. Grammar, I don't say that grammar is the most important thing in your speaking. Even if your grammar is somewhat not appropriate, still if you have these kind of things, I mean, you are extending your ideas and vocabulary is really good. Sometimes you get, marks for grammar as well, even if you are wrong in some instances. For example, I'll say exactly, describe a time when you helped a child. So it was about the past tense. You can talk about the past tense, but in some cases you can say about the present tense as well. Like something like, if you want to bring the situation to the present circumstances, you can say about present tense also. But when you talk about, especially in your speaking, it is always use past tense over here or present tense, but here it is past tense. And the best way, the foreigners, I mean the English speaking population, they just talk in present. I would like to say that present perfect tense. It is the best tense if you want to communicate or show your fluency. Present perfect tense or past perfect tense is the best, I could say that, because when you talk any incident, suppose you do not know exactly when it happened, or you do not know exactly how to say about instances where you can use present perfect tense. If you go with past tense or past tense, it is very mandatory that you should add some time along with it. Even if you are not sure about the timing, it is not good to use the simple past tense. You can go for past perfect tense. So this is about the grammar. If you have any further queries over this matter, you could just message me in the comments. And the fourth aspect is about the simple sentence. Always try to use some simple sentence. Simple in the sense that, for example, when it was, so I would say that it was about around 2 years back when I was traveling to my workplace. Then it was the current situation happened or something like that. Simply you can say, or else I can say this way also. It was around 2 years back. If I could say precisely, it was in 2019. I was traveling to my workplace where I was found. A girl was desperate for some help. So something like that. The second sentence I have talked is was like, kind of complex sentence. So don't go for a complex sentence. Always use simple sentence, like, when I was traveling to work last year, and I saw some child, she was standing on the road and trying to open her umbrella. So that makes sense, right? And it is very simple as well. So try to use simple sentence. And pronunciation, as you know that we all are Indians, and it is very hard for us to pronounce exactly like how British accent or American accent, and it is quite hard. Suppose because they have different tongue, they use their tongue differently how we use it in India. So you don't have to worry a lot about your pronunciation, I would like to say that, because if pronunciation matters me, I would not have scored a band 8. It was mainly because of my all these areas were strong rather than the pronunciation. So if you have better pronunciation, that's an added benefit for you. But even if you have better pronunciation, these areas are not good, you can't score much better marks. So try to improve these aspects and then go for pronunciation. But it is in communication, I would like to say, add the best tip, I could say that it is always important that what you say to others should understand what you say. That is the essence of your communication. So once if you understand what you said, that means your communication is 100% effective. Okay, so it is always understand this aspect. So don't worry about your pronunciation, whether you are North Indian, South Indian, or Northeast, whomever you may be. You may not have sufficient vocabulary as well. So but vocabulary you can boost up. Pronunciation is something it's hard for you to learn overnight, right? But vocabulary you can learn overnight. Speaking also you can learn overnight. So it is always best to use this four tips when you speak. So the first one is about extending your idea. Try to add more ideas with examples and vocabulary, synonyms or different appropriate vocabulary for the situation is the must. And grammar, go for your simple past or simple present, past perfect or simple present perfect would be better. And simple sentence, always use go for simple sentence with better connectives, so that would make, suppose if you want to connect one similar sentence, say that as well as, or you want to add a different idea, you can add and. So like that you can add the simple sentence rather than the complex sentence. And the last part is about the pronunciation. So if you can practice this, it would be best. And I always say to people whomever I teach, I say that you always follow these four steps rather than following a single step, because it consumes a lot of time and a lot of your energy. Sometimes you might be get discouraged. So always go for these three four aspects. And I hope you find this video as helpful. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.